Recently, the Federal Reserve meeting caused a wave of market fluctuations, raising questions about the future of interest rate policy. In the June FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve decided to hold steady, maintaining the policy rate range at 5.25% to 5.5%. Powell, today's inflation data is good news, indicating that the U.S. economy can continue to grow moderately to steadily while inflation slows. The next step should be to consider a rate cut, but the specific timing is yet to be discussed. Our view is that a rate cut will occur later than the current financial market pricing. Within just 1 week, the market experienced 2 roller coaster rides. First, the ADP employment data exceeded expectations, then the non-farm payroll data overnight dampened confidence, followed by the CPI data, which was a major positive, and then the Fed statements poured cold water on the market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury also fluctuated significantly, currently nearing a new low since April. The Federal Reserve stated that the reason for making cautious decisions is the moderate decline in inflation data and cautious optimism about the economic outlook. May's data shows that CPI year-on-year fell to 3.3%, below the expected 3.4%, with a month-on-month growth of 0%, below the expected 0.1%. Core CPI year-on-year also fell to 3.4%, below the expected 3.5%, with a month-on-month growth of 0.2%, below the expected 0.3%. The drop in oil prices in May had the most significant impact on CPI, with energy falling 2% month-on-month, housing growing 0.4% month-on-month, and rents and owners' equivalent rent remaining sticky. Notably, super core services inflation fell by 0.04% month-on-month, the first negative growth in 3 years, mainly due to transportation and recreation, but summer travel may cause this part of inflation to rebound. At the press conference, Powell acknowledged the progress in inflation but also emphasized the need for further data support. The dot plot shows that out of 19 voting members, 7 believe there will be 1 rate cut this year, 8 believe there will be 2 cuts, but no one expects 3 cuts this year. On the other hand, market participants' expectations show a 66.7% probability of a first rate cut in September and a 68.5% probability of at least 2 cuts for the whole year. There are many conservative views in the market. Analysts from Bank of America and Deutsche Bank expect only 1 rate cut this year. They point out that if inflation data remains moderate in the coming months, and economic growth and the labor market slow down simultaneously, the Fed may cut rates in December. Deutsche Bank believes that Powell mentioned that rate decisions are not only dependent on inflation but also based on overall data, including labor market and economic growth data. If inflation progresses significantly but the labor market and economy remain strong, the Fed may choose to keep rates unchanged for a longer period. Powell stated that the unemployment rate remains at historical lows, with monthly job gains in April and May still strong, and wage growth still higher than levels consistent with a 2% inflation rate. So, what circumstances would push the Fed to cut rates before the election? Deutsche Bank believes that this would require sustained moderate inflation data in the coming months, along with simultaneous slowing of economic growth and labor market data. If these conditions are met, an earlier rate cut is not impossible.